Danny Flexen here at the Matchroom Elite Gym with my old friend, I think it's fair to say, John Ryder. John, the worst kept secret in boxing was finally confirmed yesterday, I believe. You're going to be fighting David Lemieux on the undercard of Canelo against Danny Jacobs. How excited are you for that fight?
Worst kept secret, I've only just found out about it. It's my first day in camp, so yeah, I was the last to know.
Really?
I'm joking, I've been grinding away behind the scenes with this fight in mind, and yeah, happy to get it announced yesterday, finally.
You certainly don't look like it's the first day of camp. I think it's fair to say you're already in great shape for the fight. What's made you pursue this one? Because you're already in a mandatory position for a world title, so a lot of people might say, why take the risk?
It's just a great fight on a great card, you know what I mean? There's no card bigger this year other than AJ and Miller, and I'd probably have to have a tick-over fight in the summer before I get called to mandatory, and this fight come up and it's too good to refuse. What
better tick-over fight than David Lemieux, I suppose?
Well, exactly, yeah, he's a bit more than a tick-over fight, and he's a very dangerous live opponent, but Vegas is bucket list stuff, and there's things I want to do in my career, and Vegas is definitely one of them.
Obviously, the fight that sticks in a lot of people's minds about David Lemieux is the one against Billy Joe Saunders. You pushed Billy Joe Saunders probably as hard as anyone else has so far in his professional career. How will your performance compare to his? Will you approach it in a different way, stylistically?
Well, yeah, but I think Billy Joe laid the blueprint. You know what I mean, if you can box like Billy Joe or you can punch like Golovkin, that's the way to beat David Lemieux. But I think you just got to mix out with him, box him at times, and stick it on him at times. And I just think with our styles, it's going to gel to be a good fight.
What do you put down this kind of career resurgence to? Because there was a period where you were kind of sitting at a certain level, you'd win some, you'd lose some, whereas you're on a great run, best run of your career, and edging towards a world title shot now in a mandatory position, as we've said. What's been behind that?
Tony Sims. He's sat me down, he's brought me up in weight, he's spent a lot of time with me, he's worked hard. We've become a real student of the game, changed the diet, started working with Dan Lawrence, performed 365 on the strength side. I think just all round better athlete, better understanding of the sport, and just more knowledgeable now.
Does part of you wish that you'd work with Tony full-time as your trainer? Obviously he's always been your manager, as your trainer earlier in your career, or is it everything happens at the right time?
Yeah, everything for a reason. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't like to disrespect Colin Lake because he taught me a lot in the early stages, and it's just, yeah, he done a great job in the early doors, and we had that great fight with Billy Joe. I know it was close, but we had a great fight, and we parted way after that. But
kind of almost a forgotten classic, that fight, isn't it? Like, I watched it back not long ago. It still stands up really well. It's a really, really enthralling fight. A lot of high skill level as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what was it, half 12 at night? I think we ended up going on, but yeah, Billy Joe's gone on to do great things, and it's one of them fights. It was so close that there's not really any losers. I took a lot of credit from the defeat and went on, got other defeats, but I'm back in the position I thought I could be and could reach, and I'm there now.
You're obviously mandatory with the WBA. Callum Smith's got their super title, and it was clarified before your final eliminator that that's what you were mandatory for, not the regular belt. So is it Callum Smith next for you after Lemieux? Is that what you want?
Well, just fully focused on Lemieux, but yeah, whatever fight comes after that, we'll take it.
Are you in a position where, because Callum Smith's the one most likely, that you study his fights more carefully than other guys, or not?
No, I only focus on who I'm fighting, or Vasyl Lomachenko. You can't not watch him, can you? But yeah, no, just very much watching David Lemieux, and obviously I'm a fan of boxing, so if Callum Smith's fighting, I'll watch his fight. I'm a fan first and foremost, but when it comes to the time to studying opponents, I study them meticulously.
You said you've watched a lot of David Lemieux. What are the key things you've pulled out, both in terms of his strengths and his weaknesses?
Well, he can punch like an horse can kick, can't he? But that's if you stand in front of him. You just get a bit of slight movement, good head movement, good footwork. I think can.
You've got a good chin as well.
Well, the best chin is one that don't get hit, isn't it? So hopefully we don't take any shots on it, don't have to test it too much, and come out victorious.
Do you look to anyone for inspiration, either of fighters or people that have gone to the US before and upset the odds? Is there anything that you look at in that respect?
I spend most of my time in this gym with Ricky Burns, and I mean, you've got to look no further than him. Do you know what I mean? He's three-time world champion. He's lost fights. He's come back. He's won again. Who knows what's next for Ricky Burns? Was it another world title or not? And he'll just keep defying the odds. He'll admit himself he's not the best technically, but he works harder than anyone in here, and that's why he's achieved what he's achieved.
You're quite low-key, if you don't mind me saying so, for someone that's at your level and that has achieved what you have. We don't hear loads about you on social media or in the media generally. Is there a reason for that? Is it just because you're quite a low-profile type of guy generally?
just a right boring geezer, to be honest. I'm just no frills. I've got my missus and my little daughter, and if I'm not training, I'm spending time with them and family. So yeah, I'm not here, there, and everywhere. I'm at home or I'm in the gym.
How old's your daughter?
She's 4.
Want to give her a little wave and say hello?
She's in Tenerife at the moment, so she's sunning up, so she's not going to care about Dimension. Although she does love YouTube, so I'm sure she'll watch it.
Oh, brilliant. Well, just before we let you go, as you are quite low key, is there any social media outlets where people can follow you and see what's going on with your career?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Twitter _John_Ryder_. There was the underscores going cheap that day, so I took full advantage.
It's 3 underscores for the price of 2. Why are you called the Gorilla? Just before I let you go.
It's a long story. It's got nothing to do with Mike Tyson or anything. I'll go into the story about him wanting to fight the gorilla in the zoo because it was bullying another gorilla. Just to clarify that. No, it's like Robert McCracken years ago just said I was like a baby gorilla. Obviously not in that voice. He talks a lot differently, but yeah, so it's just stuck from then.
Like a really slow kind of Midlands voice, yeah. Baby gorilla. What in terms of your style?
Joe can do it.
Well, Joe can do Robert McCracken impression.
So you look like a gorilla. You're like a gorilla.
I thought you said Joe could do it. But what, in terms of your style, did he mean in the ring, or was
how young
just exceptionally hairy, or what?
Yeah, I think we was in the shower at the time. No, I think he just, for how young I was and how strong I was at the age of 16, I think he was just taken back a bit.
Well, brilliant. Great to speak to you. We got shower towels with Rob McCracken at the same time, which we didn't expect, but appreciate it nonetheless. And best of luck, obviously, against Lemieux.
Lovely, thank you.
All right, cheers, John.